What is up, everyone, and welcome to Cartagra Affliction of the Soul. Now, this game is essentially I was gonna say a prequel. Technically, it's not a prequel because this did come before the other games, but it is a story that takes place before the events of the Kara no Shoujo series. And recently they announced that the remaster of Kara no Shoujo 2 would be coming out in Q2 of this year, which would be sometime in April, June, July, not April, April, May, June, somewhere around there. Totally forgot about the month of May. But at some point in that time, so it's coming up soon. And I've heard from a lot of people that while playing Cartagra isn't necessary to fully enjoy Kara no Shoujo 2, it's definitely highly recommended. It definitely enhances the experience a bit. So, of course, I'm 100% down for it then. I know that this is the backstory behind Shugo and everything involving him. Shugo, Kazna, Hatsune, the whole mess that they got wrapped up in. That was mentioned a few times in the first game. In Kara no Shoujo. So this is the backstory behind all that, and I'm guessing it gets referenced and there's callbacks and whatnot in Kara no Shoujo 2. I don't know the extent of it, I just know that people have said it is recommended that I play this before playing that. So here I am with it. From what I've read, this game is pretty linear. There's not like a whole lot of routes and whatnot. So I'm gonna do, one standard playthrough, just playing through myself, no guide, making my own choices and whatnot. But I have found a guide in case I need it, because like with Kara no Shoujo, Jesus, how could I not remember the name? You have to get a normal end before you get the true ending. So that is something I'll have to do at some point. I'll have to get that normal end and then double back and get that true end, and see how that plays out. But yeah, without further ado, let's just jump into it, shall we? Also, I know the setting of this one takes place in a brothel, so I'm sure I'm gonna have to do quite a bit of censoring at certain points. I'm already sure of it. Like, I've already seen some of the CGs, so I'm happy. Shoveling dirt and digging this pit brings me sublime bliss. Weird. You say so, girl. With every scoop, with every scoop, with every scoop, with every scoop. With every scoop, with every scoop. Okay, Jesus Christ. Yeah, I'll connect me to you. Oh, you're burying someone. Interesting. With every scoop of dirt, irritating germs coat my fingers, my clothes, and my body. My skin's freezing. The air is frigid. There's a girl groaning by my side. Wonder if she's still dreaming. Oh, you knocked her out, huh? Titties out immediately. Titties out immediately. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm sure I'm gonna have to do a bit of censoring here. First goddamn minute of the fucking game. Titties out. God damn it. Thank goodness. She wheezes and moans, but at least she appears to be having a great dream. I use the shovel to push her body into the pit. There's a soft thud of flesh striking dirt. Did that hurt? Gotta bury her, and quickly. Okay, someone's out here getting straight buried alive. Well, it looks like they're bleeding out, so I don't know how long they're gonna be alive. I hear her soft whispers from beneath the dirt falling on her. Her voice is an impediment to my happiness. Swing the shovel down without hesitation. Oh, okay. So they were fine, but then, like, she's like, oh, they're still alive. I need to just give them a quick crack across the skull. Bones shatter and flesh tears apart. The rich smell of blood fills my lungs. Titties out. I stop my work and lay a hand on her cheek. Good. Her face wasn't crushed too badly. I run my fingers along her cheek, eyes, and lips. The feeling of warm blood. Suddenly, there's a cold sensation in the back of my hand. I suppose so. Damn. What an intro. Holy shit. It is the love unto obsession and insanity. Enter by the narrow gate, for the gate is wide and the way is... Okay, never mind. I didn't want to read all that anyway. Prostitute. So I've seen the word prostitute just run across the screen like that. Oh. Was she sucking on a finger there, or did I see something else? You just gonna throw that in the opening movie? I gotta imagine she was sucking on someone's finger there, right? They ain't just gonna throw that in the opening movie, right? Like, oh yeah, look at all these girls in scenarios. Up, head. Like, no, maybe not. See the old post-sex blanket cover-up. Like, yeah, okay, that's something. She was sucking on a finger, right? Don't tell me I gotta censor head in the opening movie. Sickness of possessory and crazy. Damn. What a subject. Bizarre serial murders in Ueno. I let out a sigh as I read the headline. I suppose I wouldn't be on my way to Zushi if this hadn't happened. Scan over the article. The murders seem to be indiscriminate. The victim's body's brutally chopped up. That makes the fourth victim in Ueno. The inflammatory tone of the article jolts me back to reality. It's another reminder that the war is over. A few years ago, an article like this definitely wouldn't have run uncensored. They'd say it would reduce the morale of the citizens. I spot the line, lead detective Arashima Kazuma, in the article, and instantly it brings up memories of my former boss. I had just seen him 2 days ago. Instead of looking for a job after I quit the police force, I secluded myself in a room I had rented at a brothel that belonged to an old friend of mine. After several months of that lifestyle, Arashima-san paid me a visit. That's when it all began.
急に訪ねてしまってすまないな、Shugo.
You're welcome here anytime, Arashima-san. I'd always been awkward around others, but this guy was an exception. I worked with Arashima-san for nearly 10 years. We fought together in the war and both joined the police force after we were discharged from active duty. I was pretty glad to see him, as my day-to-day activities revolved around reading and not much else. However... Bizarre murders?
そう。上野の連続猟奇殺人事件。今世間は蜂の巣をつついたような騒ぎだ。知らなかったのか、Shugo?
Sorry, but I don't really listen to the radio or read the papers much.
そうか。まあ、こんな生活をしていれば、それも無理はないかもしれんが。とにかく、お前が辞めてからというもの、厄介な事件が多い。こっちは、中でもこの事件は極めつけだ。一月もしない間に、3人もばらしやがった。
3 people? Seriously?
発見された仏は揃って異常なありさまだ。日本でここまでの猟奇事件は珍しいな。
You look pretty worn out.
しばらく布団で寝てないのは確かだな。
He shrugged, the hint of a smile tugging at his lips.
それで、ついでとは言わんが、手が塞がっている私の代わりに一つ頼まれてくれないか。
Damn, already hitting me with the fucking choices? I mean, I better say it before such an important choice. Oh, this is one where I can add like little comments. Oh, yay. I have 59 save slots. That's too much. I guess we're going to accept. I get you, but the thing is, I refrain from answering immediately.
どうした？何か不満か？シュゴ。報酬ならいつものように支払うが。
Nothing was wrong, per se. It was a request from a man I'd been indebted to for the last 10 years. There was no reason for me to refuse him at that point. Arashima-san had been sending work my way for a long while. For the most part, they were small, hassle-free jobs. I was sure this would be the same. I was also starting to get tired of spending all my days idling about inside the brothel. However, there was something that bothered me. I'll take you up on that job. There is, however, one thing I'd like to ask you regarding those murders. Upon hearing that, the edges of his lips curled into a twisted grin.
ほう。高城修吾は猟奇殺人に興味ありか。復職ならいつでも歓迎するぞ。こちらは優秀な人材が沸騰しているんだ。この事件なんてまさにお前の出番にうってつけだと思うが。
Isn't that lovely? Come on, stop joking around. Just curious. I've learned my lesson already. Images of what happened on the job 1 year ago surfaced in my mind. I shook my head to make them go away. You mentioned earlier that the corpses were abnormal. What exactly did you mean by that?
そうだな。ま、聞いて気分のいい話じゃない。
If you don't mind.
簡潔に話そう。
Arashima-san continued on, his tone all business.
まず、新聞で盛んに報じられている通り、死体が原型を残さぬまでバラバラに解体されていた。指先などの末端部は丁寧に破壊され、目玉は脳髄近くに貫かれ、いくつかの傷口には生活反応が見られた。
That means...
ああ、端的に言えば、被害者は拷問を受けて死んだ。
Yikes.
死因は失血死。殺すことではなく、傷つけることが目的であったかのように、拷問の痕跡は必要で容赦がなかった。ま、これだけでも十分に異常な事件であり、イかれた犯人だ。
But there's more.
もう一つ。こちらはまだ公表しないように指示してある。まあ、それも時間の問題だが。
Top secret. Got it. Arashima-san lowered his voice slightly.
死体の下腹部から性器にかけて著しく欠損しており、その周辺の外傷が特徴的だった。検視報告の要点をまとめれば、そういうことになるな。
What do you mean by distinctive?
なあ、鑑識によると、鋭い歯で食いちぎられたかのような。
Hey yo. The train sways noisily and I'm jolted back to my senses. It's been 2 days since my talk with Arashima, and Ueno's homicidal maniac has taken a new victim. The newest corpse resembles the previous 3 in that a part of it was missing, with tooth marks left around the wound. Which means that this madman is chopping him up and eating him. The chill runs up my spine. Crazy bastard. I don't understand why Arashima-san is so worried. I've never seen anything so twisted, even during my military service in China. The press has started accusing the investigation team of neglecting their duties. They say that the initial investigation was inefficient, that information is being released too slowly. At any rate, it's got nothing to do with me. I've got to concentrate on the task at hand. I shake my head to clear away the terrible images and run my eyes across the documents I'd received from Arashima-san. It's a case involving the missing daughter of the Kozuki family. I'm to search for their runaway child, it seems. The person who originally requested this investigation was an old friend of Arashima-san's boss. It wasn't an offer he could refuse. The documents only contain a bare-bones description of the case, meaning I'll need to get the details from the clients themselves. There might be some information that they want me to keep away from prying eyes. This sort of thing is fairly common. Anyways, this will be a piece of cake compared to the bizarre murder case. I can see why Arashima-san entrusted it to me. But the thing is, something about this just bugs me. Zishi. This place brings back painful memories from over 10 years ago. Ah, we're here. Another intro? Didn't we already have the intro movie? We having a second one? Yep, another one. All right. Fuck it, why not? Intro movies for everyone. Oh, bunny rabbit. Kitty cat. All right. Damn it. Is this really the right way? Why do people always have to build their houses in the middle of nowhere? Freezing wind whips up flurries of snow and blows down my neck. Pull up the collar of my kimono and stretch my scarf up to cover my mouth. Sheesh. Guess kimonos do have their limits. No matter how many layers I pack on, the wind just cuts right through the cloth. Not much care for Western-style clothes, but I suppose I can't cling on to old traditions forever. Guess the cold is causing me to start rambling. No, that's not it. The name of the missing girl written on the documents. That's probably what set my heart all aflutter. Kosuke Yura. It's a very special name to me. I'd evacuated to Zishi before the war started. It was here that I met this girl, and we eventually became romantically involved. We broke up when I went off to war. Thought I'd never see her again, what with the battles and the insanity that ensued. I tried to forget her. Now here I am. This can't be mere coincidence. The name Kosuke Yura was written on the documents that Arashima-san had given to me. Disappeared? Her of all people? A detailed description of her case is missing from my files. The lack of information alone dredges up bad memories I've been trying to forget. My head throbs as I pass by the familiar scenery. I don't even notice her voice initially. Preoccupied with my sentimental thoughts, how uncharacteristic of me. It's a voice I had heard countless times 7 years ago. I lift up my face to take a look at her. Yoda. Oh? Chapter 1, Mutilation. Damn, what a title.
遠いところご足労様でした。雪の中大変だったでしょ?
She leads me inside the mansion and dusts snow off me at the entryway. Not at all. Still half dazed, I'm led down a dimly lit corridor.
うちってほら、街の外れの外れの上にすっごくわかりにくい場所にありますよね。だからだと思うんですけど、訪ねてくる方はいつも迷ってしまうんですよ。いくらお金持ちで持ってる土地が広いと言ったってこれじゃあ意味ないと思うんです。第一、お友達を招待するときにすごく困るし。ね、お客様もそう思いませんか?
She's so cheerful and expressive. Makes me wonder how on earth I'd even mistaken her for Yura. She's the complete opposite of her.
あ、すみません。そういえば私まだ名乗ってもいないのにペラペラと。
You sure did. She bobs her head energetically and bows.
私、光月和奈と申します。姉のことよろしくお願いしますね。
So you're his future wife. Gotcha. Sure. Nice to meet you too. Kosuke Kazna, huh? Come to think of it, Yura did mention having a twin sister.
私の顔に何か?
Kazna looks up at me, puzzled by my gaze. Nah, it's nothing. Anyhow, my job involves your sister, correct? Perhaps it's my imagination, but Kazuna's cheerful expression seems to cloud over a bit.
それに関しては、お父様が詳しいお話をしたいと。
Then she walks off.
失礼します。
I'm shown into the living room of the Kozuki Manor. This must be the man who requested the job. Kozuki Keiichiro. The second-born son to a venerable family, he built his company from the ground up when he was a young man, and amassed a fortune working as a military supplier during the war. Quite the self-made man. It's said that he made a lot of enemies for himself with his prideful nature and disdain for others. His tone is all arrogance. I guess the rumors weren't far from the truth. Pardon the intrusion. I bow and sit down on the sofa. Yeah, Takashiro Shugo. She bows silently. She's quite gloomy, a stark contrast to her daughter Kazuna. Yes, she has. She's such a cheerful young lady, isn't she? I compliment the man on his daughter. Kazuna blushes fiercely and waves her hands around. She seems rather ill at ease. No, please, don't worry about it. But let's get down to business, shall we? Inspector Arashima told me that your daughter has disappeared. According to Keiichiro, what happened was... Kosuke Yota was severely injured in an accident 10 years ago. Ever since then, she'd been receiving medical treatment in her room. She almost never left her room and avoided the servants, as though she was trying to hide herself from the eyes of society. Then came the war 5 years ago. During the post-war confusion, Yota had slipped out of her room while nobody was watching. The Kozuki family had tried all available means to look for their daughter, but during that period, the search bore no fruit. But 5 years ago? That's quite a long time. Why continue the search now? Kazuna suddenly speaks up. Kazuna bites her lip, mortified. She's not exactly the prim and proper young lady that she initially seemed to be. Damn. He glares at Kazuna. I see how it is now. It was a rather odd request compared to what I had initially expected. I would usually refuse this kind of job, despite it being an offer from Arashima-san. However, I'll do it, is my reply. Keiichiro nods thoughtfully, as though it were only natural for me to have accepted. He then continues. Keiichiro's words reverberate coolly in the air. Kazuna reluctantly assents and leaves the room. Keiichiro and his wife exchange a look and let out deep sighs. There's more? I wonder what he's going to say. He scrunches up his face in disgust. Right. Ah. I'm guessing one of the victims? Having left the Kozuki Manor, I'm on the train back to Tokyo.
Takashiro-san, ありがとうございます。なんだか、わざわざ送っていただけるなんて、すごく感激です。はい。
Kazuna, sitting in the seat across from me, eagerly expresses her gratitude. We're headed in the same direction. No need to thank me. I give her a half-hearted reply.
でも、高城さん、こんなことを言ったら失礼なんですが、なんだか不機嫌そうな感じが。
Me? Grouchy? No way. I hastily altered my expression. I hadn't intended on letting it show.
そうですか？もしかしてあの後
What?
お父様が何か
No.
変な話を。
You're imagining things. Crazy. Bullseye. Girl's a lot more perceptive than she looks. After Kazuna had left the room, Keiichiro proceeded to explain the full details of my job to me. It's been making me a little depressed.
要はこの捜索は茶番だ。カズナさえ納得させればそれでいい。
A selfish, incomprehensible request. Probably would have refused on the spot if it wasn't a job from Arashima-san. There's no way I can reply to her request honestly, so I just try to wave it off. Ah, we were simply working out matters of payment. Period of awkward silence follows. Kazuna fidgets around and glances up at me. I can understand how she feels. She's probably uncomfortable being with an unsociable guy like me. And again, I don't have much in common to talk about with a girl of her age. I sigh and stare out the window. The world blanketed in snow whips by. There's no point in keeping silent like this. By the way, Kazuna-san. In preparation for tomorrow's investigation, I try asking her something that's been weighing on my mind this entire time. I heard you're acquainted with the person who spotted Yoda-san in Ueno?
ああ、はい。私のファンの方が。
Huh? Fans, you say? Kazuna freezes momentarily.
ああ、違うんです。
Kazuna blushes and starts flailing about, all the while trying to play down what she had just said. This girl just can't seem to stay still.
そのファンとかそんな大それたものじゃなくてですね。もったいなくも私を応援してくれる人がですね。最近ちらほらといて。
Oh, they cheer for you. Amazing. Quite popular, huh?
いや、違います。そうじゃないんです。高城さん勘違いしてますね。私が言った応援と高城さんが思ったのは多分違う応
Are
援で。
probably completely different things. Right. Can't understand what she's saying at all. Be nice if she got her words in order before speaking.
私今東京で舞台の仕事をしているんですけれど。
Yes.
っていうかそもそもこれを先に言わないと私ただの変な子ですよね。無言の皇帝そんな私今は初対面の方を前に緊張してるだけで普段はかなり普通の子だよねって劇団のみんなも。
Please calm down, Kazuna-san. We were discussing the person who saw Yoda-san.
あ、はいそうですよね。大事なのは姉の話です。大丈夫です。すぐさま私落ち着きます。
Kazuna huffs, puffs, and takes several deep breaths. Is she really going to be alright?
それで最近上野の劇場で大きな役をいただいて、その方は以前から私を応援してくださっている人なんですけど、その日も楽屋の方に挨拶に来ていただいて、劇場に来る途中私に似た女性を見かけた。青い町の人気のない通りを顔を隠すようにして急いでいたって。
I see. Aimachi Ueno. That's the nickname of a lawless area that starts behind Ueno Station and stretches over to Kaneiji. Homeless people and hobos gathered and formed a slum district on land that was left undeveloped after the war. A lot of criminals and fugitives tend to find their way into that area due to the lack of law and order. Did he give any specifics about Yoda-san's appearance?
私お姉様が生きていた、それもこんな近くにってすごく興奮してしまって。
Kazuna's shoulders slump. I see. Sounds like we'll need to have another chat with him then. After that, I'll go collect information in the slums. Luckily, I'm well known around Ueno. Make a mental checklist of what I need to do tomorrow.
高城さん。
Yeah, what's good? Kazuna twiddles her fingers, looking as though she has something more to say. Suppose it may be because I've opened up to her a bit, but Kazuna's become a lot more expressive.
それで一つお願いが。
No. You could almost call the way she's looking up at me cute. I can't help but have a really, really bad feeling about this. And what would that be?
私も高城さんと一緒に姉を探したいのですが。
No. I knew it. I recall what Keiichiro said to me.
カズナが君の捜査に協力したいと言い出すかもしれない。あの通りの気性だ。一度言い出したら 決して引かんだろう。あれを納得させるためだ。その時は断らんでくれ。自分で探して見つからなければ諦めも早くつくだろう。
It won't help the investigation at all if Kazna tags along. In fact, she'll probably just get in my way. Moreover, I'm going into the slums to investigate. There's also that homicidal maniac causing trouble around Ueno. Bringing her along may put her in danger. However, I can't go against the wishes of my client. Honestly, though, I'd rather not be forced to follow through with that arrogant man's plan. Alright, I'll be counting on your assistance.
そうですよね。無理ですよね。高城さんからしたら、俺の仕事に横から口を出すんじゃねえよこの女邪魔くせえとかそんな感じですよ。でもお願いします。協力させてください。本当に私姉のことを。
She grabs me firmly by my hand and looks into my eyes dead serious. At least listen to what I'm saying. I already said that I'd appreciate your help.
あ、え？本当に？
Yep.
高城さん、ありがとうございます。一生懸命私、お仕事の邪魔にならないように頑張りますから。
She throws my arm around. Seriously, this girl can't give it a rest. What about your work at the theater, Kazuna-san?
ああ、平気です。ちょうど大きな舞台が終わったところですし、なんとかお休みをもらって頑張ります。はい。
Kazuna's pretty fired up. I'll be counting on you. Should you come to a place in Ueno called the Yukishiro tomorrow? Meet up there. Aomachi is pretty close by. Quickly sketch a simple map and hand it over to Kazuna.
はい。よろしくお願いします。
I feel a twinge of pain in my heart as I watch Kazuna bow with such a serious expression on her face.
要はこの捜索は茶番だ。
Huh. Interesting. Okay, but how does... Are they going to tell me that at some point? How does the father know she's dead then? Has he seen the corpse? Has he been told of a body? How does the father know she's dead, though? I'm just saying. The train pulls into Tokyo while we're still chatting away. Passes through Shinjuku and heads towards Ueno. I'm feeling somewhat sleepy, though. I'm not sure whether it's due to the length of the journey or the rocking of the train.
あ、高城さん、私次の神田までです。今日は本当にお世話になりました。お話できて嬉しかったです。
Kazuna is still as cheerful as ever. No, the pleasure's all mine. Are you renting a place somewhere in Kanda?
あ、違います。私、小さな頃に母の方の実家に引き取られて、それ以来そっちに住んでいるんですよ。
Huh? Wait a second here. I'm not sure I understand this correctly. What do you mean your mother's home? Kazuna makes an awkward expression and searches for the right words.
あ、
But the moment Kazuna is about to tell me... Oh, we're here. It's Kanda. An announcement is made saying that we've arrived in Kanda and we'll be stopping momentarily.
ああ、はい。高城さんすみません。お話の途中で申し訳ないんですけど、私ここで失礼しますね。
Ah, I don't mind at all.
あ、はい。それでは高城さん、明日の調査よろしくお願いします。
After waving at me energetically, Kazuna disappears into the crowd. Ah, hello. The train begins moving again. Now that the blabbermouth is gone, the train is enveloped in complete silence. I take a quick peek around, but there aren't very many passengers sharing the cabin with me. The sound of a hacking cough, the snoring of a drunk. Ah, yes. A great time for me to lose myself in thought. Why now? I have some doubts as to why I've accepted the search for Yura 5 years after she's disappeared. Is it guilt? Or is it something else? At any rate, this task is nothing but a fool's errand. I watch the falling snow stream by my foggy window. Twilight. The city's wreathed in haze. Painful memories from 7 years past begin to surface inside my head. "7 years ago, In the tiny village I'd evacuated to, I met a girl at a bus stop near a farm road. Her eyes were swathed in bandages. Apparently they were bandaged due to an accident she suffered several years prior. I ran into her on her way home from the town where she received treatment. It seemed she had become separated from her chaperone. She was standing there all by herself. Unable to leave her alone, I took her by the hand, guided her to the bus, and, shit, I pressed the button. Oh, you don't have a log, do you? Oh, you do. Okay. And took her home. Okay, that's what. Then. Huh?
ですから、もしよろしければ、あなたのお名前を教えていただけませんか？ぜひ、お礼をさせてください。
No, please, don't worry about it. Helping someone in need is the right thing to do, after all.
そんな。
People here are just heartless, though. Nobody else even tried to help you, even though you're obviously in need of assistance. It's clear that you can't see with those bandages on you. On top of that, they all look at you strangely. Seriously, these people are all horrible. She then whispered in a voice so soft I could barely even hear.
それは私が。
Come again?
だから。
The main word had escaped me.
いいえ。とにかく、お礼だけはさせてください。
Well, if you put it that way. My name's Takashiro Shugo. I recently started living here under my relative's care. I arrived in Ueno. I walked through the twilight-veiled city towards Senzoku. The streets are jam-packed with people today, like usual. Shops and stands lining the street are all bustling with shopkeepers. With shoppers. Shopkeepers, Jesus. This familiar city with its unchanging scenery. In the midst of the crowd stands a single food cart. Lured by the savory aroma of sauce, I peer over at the booth. Takoyaki, huh? Come to think of it, they're Hatsune's favorite food, right? I may be an unreliable freeloader, but I should play the role of the doting older brother from time to time. Alright. I'll take one order, old-timer. How much will it be? Going away with an impudent look on his face, the old man silently points to a sign beside him. 10 for 10 yen. With that, he returns to his work. Come on, buddy, you're in the customer service business. Just be a little more friendly. Well, I guess his attitude doesn't have anything to do with how they taste. I think things over. But people say that the more skilled the artisan is, the less sociable they are. Okay, I'll take 2 orders. As I'm about to pull my wallet from my pocket, I notice a phrase written on the lower half of the sign. A new specialty, a bestseller in Russia. Russian yaki. The heck are those? The price is the same as takoyaki, 10 for 10 yen. There's even an illustrated sign with a cute bearded Russian guy yelling, Korosho. I sense murder in the air. I raise my head. The old man suddenly freezes and glares at me. God, his eyes are scary. These are the eyes of a mass murderer. We stare each other down in silence. The heck is with this guy's attitude? Is there something about his new specialty he doesn't want people asking about? I don't want to ask. I kind of want to ask. Sir, what are those Russian yaki things? I timidly voiced my question.
俺には関係ねえよ。現場を知らねえ本社のバカが勝手にやらかしたことだ。
え？
しかしそれでも偉いさんの命令だ。俺ら下っ端は黙って従うしかねえ。嫌になるぜ。戦争の頃と同じだ。ああ、何も変わっちゃいねえ。この国も人間もバカばっかりだ。
Okay.
結局カスをつかまされるのはいつだって俺たち虫けらってわけだ。
Can I get my takoyaki? The heck did this old guy suddenly get all talkative for? Perhaps I mentioned some past trauma I shouldn't have touched on.
ロシアン焼きか。どうしてもというなら、ジュージューと焼いてやっても構わないが。兄さん、後悔するぜ。
From the way he says it, I really do get the feeling that I'm going to regret if I choose them. Sorry, I'll stick with the regular takoyaki.
それでいい。あんた、正しい選択をしたよ。人間、 普通に生きるのが一番なんだ。あんたも年を取ればわかるよ。
Okay. Creepy ass takoyaki man. For flashing me a grim smile, he gives me 4 extra takoyaki on the house. Maybe he's a good guy after all.
毎度あり。
I bid downtown farewell with the old man's gloomy voice at my back. Anyhow, what's the deal with those Russian yaki? Yukishiro, the red light district. It's a famous establishment in the Ueno area. When night falls, the raucous laughter of drunken patrons and moans of prostitutes fill the air. It buzzes with the atmosphere of a festival on the inside. After I'd quit the force, I had nowhere to go. Madame Majaku pulled me out of the dirt and gave me a place to stay. I wasn't even particularly close with her. All she did was help me in several of my investigations during my time with the police. And yet she took me in without protest. Been in her care for the past year. This place has become my home. I recognize one of the girls standing outside pulling in customers. She notices me and says,
あれ、シュウさん、今お帰りっすか?
Yeah, my job briefing dragged on and on. My friend Rin puts on a sympathetic face.
それじゃあ随分お疲れでしょう。
Yeah, I'm gonna hop in the bath and then hit the hay.
それがいいですね。今の時間は誰も使ってないはずだから。あー、でも残念っすよ。仕事さえなければ、私がシュウさんの疲れを癒してあげるのに。
Hell
い
yeah.
ろんなあれでしっぱりと。
Rin giggles mischievously, thanks to those suggestive hand movements. Hell yeah! That's prohibited, right? I'm not exactly a customer. Flashing a wry grin at Rin's teasing, I pass through the entryway.
シュウさん古いっすね。今時そんなしきたり守ってる人なんていませんよ。
Really? Love affairs between prostitutes and others associated with the red light district used to be punished quite severely back in the olden days. I'll pass. Good luck tonight, Rin. I like her. Rin replies cheerfully and goes back to her work. Peeking into the kitchen when I pass by, resembles a battlefield. They're busy as all hell since it's the weekend tomorrow. Guess I'll give up on dinner. Can't ask them to do something like that for a freeloader. I've still got these takoyaki I bought as a present for Hatsune. I'll just eat them if hunger strikes. I really trudge up to my room after ascending the stairs and rounding a few corners.
何やってんのよ。すみません。今片付けますから。
I hear a belligerent voice. Looks as though someone's dropped a serving platter. The girl in question is getting a verbal lashing by an enraged woman. Oh, it's Hatsune. Hatsune is a new arrival and too young to take on customers, so instead she does odd jobs like cleaning and serving food. She's had a strange crush on me ever since I came here on police work.
ほんとどんくさい子だね。ああ、着物にシミがついたじゃないか。あんたが役立たずなのはまあ別に構わないけどさ。仕事覚えてないわけ？へえ。あんたの脳みそって飾りなわけ。はい、すみません。ついうっかり。
Hatsune apologizes over and over while cleaning up the broken dishes and food. The woman scolding Hatsune is named Otaha. She's a prostitute in the same age as Rin.
そんな言い訳通るわけないだろ。ほんと使えないガキだね。うじゃく姉さんはどうしてあんたみたいなグズを可愛がるんだか。私にはわからないね。
You suck.
すみません。
Hatsune is at fault for dropping the platter, but Otaha is going way too far. Looks like she's just venting her other frustrations out on Hatsune. I don't know. No, I'd be like, hey, that's the thing. If we step in and be like, hey, come on, why are you being like this? She's like, well, fuck you, Shugo. You think I give a fuck about you, you freeloaded jackass? And all of a sudden, we're in the crossfire, but it takes Hatsune out of the crossfire, which is kind of a good thing. But also, we just, walk by, it's like, yep, have fun, ladies. Then, Hatsune, who we bought this present for, is supposed to be our little, I'm supposing, supposed to be our little homie. That's the thing. If we want to maintain continuity, right, with Yokara no Shoujo, Hatsune always said that, oh, Shugo is so kind to me, he's such a kind person, he's very, very sweet to me, right? So I'm just saying, if we want to, maintain the continuity of the story, Shugo's been nice to Hatsune. That's little homie. So I'm thinking I can't let this slide. Ota, why don't you give it a rest? Hatsune's apologized already. Sorry about my voice, Ota turns to face me.
誰かと思えばあんたかい、高城さん。やれやれ。極つぶしの居候先生には口を挟んで欲しくないんですけ
Just
ど
call me
ね。
fucking freeloading asshole.
これは雪城の問題だ。
Aren't you going a bit too far though? Feel sorry for Hatsune.
仕事なんだから厳しく言うのは当然でしょうが。
Ota suddenly flares into a rage.
かわいそう。何甘ったれたこと。女郎の小娘に弓見させて一体どうするつもりですか。いいですか、高城さん。私らはいいとこのお嬢ちゃんじゃない。女郎なんですよ。食うためには必死で働くしかないんですよ。大体私はこの子のためを思って言ってるんだ。それをいじめたように言われるのは心外ですね。
Too bad. That's what I'm gonna do, douche. But nonetheless,
シュウゴ様、大丈夫ですから。
Hatsune pipes up softly.
初音が悪かったから叱られるのは当たり前なんです。ほら、初音もこう言ってるでしょ。高城さん、そろそろご自分の部屋に戻ったらいかがです。正直言って仕事の邪魔ですね。
Hatsune hangs her head and lets out an endless stream of apologies. Okay, before I go, I kneel down and start picking up fragments of tableware. At very least allow me to help you clean this up. Hatsune gasps softly. Hatsune, hand me a towel. We gotta wipe down the floor.
はい。
Tableware clinks as we gather it up. We continue our cleanup work in silence.
バカバカしい。
Back off.
高城さん、それで善行を施したつもりですか。
Do you think I give a fuck how you perceive me?
情けない
Oh
男にしか見え
no,
ませんけど
Otaha
ね。
thinks I'm a pathetic little man. Ouch. Oh wow, I care so much about Otaha's opinion. Fuck off. Otaha stalks off all the while calling me names. I chuckle at her words. After all, she does have a point. Hatsune is looking over at me with tears glimmering in her eyes.
シュウゴ様は情けなくなんかないです。
Her voice is soft, but I can hear her loud and clear. Thanks. Hearing you say that makes me feel relieved, Hatsune. Oh, that reminds me. Bought you a present. Your favorite food is takoyaki, right? Come to my room afterward. We'll eat them together.
でもお仕事が。
I see. Yeah, looks like you guys are pretty busy tonight. No time to be playing around, huh?
ごめんなさい。
I don't mind. Don't overwork yourself, though. Make sure to get some rest if you're tired.
はい、シュウゴ様。
Hatsune nods in agreement, her face gravely serious. Probably worrying too much about her. She does tend to be overly serious at times. We finished collecting the broken dishes into the tray and wiping off the floor. This should do it. I'll just take these to the kitchen.
あ、それは初音が。
Hatsune takes the tray from me. Okay, thanks.
は
However, Hatsune stays rooted in place. She stares at me silently. It's like she's vacillating? Vacillating? I don't know that word. About something. Okay. Google. Hey, yo, Google. What the fuck is vacillate? Vacillate? Alternate or waver between different opinions or actions. Okay, she's thinking. How do I pronounce that?
Vacillate.
Vacillate. Okay. Vacillate. She's vacillating. Never seen that word before in my life. All right. What's wrong, Hatsune?
シュウゴ様、かばってくれてありがとうございます。初音、嬉しかったです。
Yeah, I got you, little homie. After saying that, Hatsune flees, her face flushed bright crimson. Come on, slow down. Gonna end up dropping them again. The clamor of the party downstairs echoes around. Looks like the lady's work won't be finished for a while. Well, I'm headed back to my room.